Today our lesson will be on affixes and roots, how words are born, and examine how do affixes affect word meanings. So what are affixes and how do we use them? Today our essential questions, as we cover with every new lesson, going to be why is it important to understand how small parts of words affect the larger meaning of a word? How can understanding smaller parts of words help us to decode a word we do not know? And how can we figure out the meaning of a word from smaller pieces of words? Words are like plants. They have strong roots. And just like plants, words have roots and affixes that contribute to their meaning and their growth. Root words are the foundation. The root is the main part of a word that carries its core meaning. And most of our root words in English come from Latin and Greek languages. For example, biblio means book, such as in bibliography. Audi means hear, like audio or audiobook. And I'm sure you can guess this one, but circ, as in circle, means round. To help us understand how these affixes change words, let's do a review on word families. With word families, you take the same set of letters and add a different sound at the beginning, like b-at, bat, then sat in rat, changing or adding one letter, changing the meaning of the words or sound. This is how affixes work to change the meaning of a word. Think of the sentence, a fat cat sat on a rat with a hat swinging a bat. All of these words have different meanings because the initial consonant and sound have changed. Just like word families, affixes change the meaning when they are added to words. And we have two types of affixes. These are prefixes and suffixes. Prefixes add meaning at the beginning of words, such as paramedic, firefighter, or inferno. Suffixes add meaning at the end of a word, like a finishing touch. These could be words like helpful, service, or earthquake. Now, to further our introduction to prefixes, we're going to watch this read aloud of Pre and Re, Miss and Dis, What is a Prefix? By Brian P. Cleary.
Dis. What is a prefix? Prefixes are word parts that we add onto a word. They're right at the beginning, just like pregame or unheard. These word parts change the meaning of the word to which they're added. Examples might be underclothes, revisit, or unpadded. The root words are the main words, as in padded, visit, close. The prefixes are letters that we see in front of those. Several prefixes will help to show an antonym. Im and un and non and ill and dis are some of them. These prefixes show opposites like disagree, unwell, impossible, illogical, defrost, untie, misspell. Anti means against, like anti-theft and anti-freeze. The first part means opposing. Are you catching on to these? Other times, a prefix serves to give a number clue, like by before a root word, which hints to us there's two. Binoculars have two glass lenses, bicycles two wheels, bilingual folks two languages to tell us how they feel. Pre before a root word will most often mean before, like preheat and prepayment, preschool, and many more. Re as a prefix often means to do again, as in retype, recalculate, repaint, rebuild, resend. Multi is a prefix too. It means the same as many, like multicolor, multiplex. Can you come up with any? Trans will sometimes mean across. It often hints at movement. He transferred to a transatlantic school and showed improvement. Knowing lots of prefixes can help you to decode so many words that it might just cause your brain to overload. So, what is a prefix? Do you know?
All right, now wasn't that a fun way to learn more about prefixes? All right, now let's try making a word of our very own. So we're going to choose the topic that we all voted on in class today. Our number one topic of interest was Fortnite. So, how do we feel when we play Fortnite? What's our goal? We want to win the match, right? So, might say that we are hoping to win. And hoping, that's a word with the root hope and the suffix ing. We're hoping to win. So, what's another word? What's another suffix that we can add to hope? See that if we're playing a match, we are hopeful that we will win. We could say that. So when we play Fortnite, we are hopeful that we will win. Now, the thing with suffixes is they can change the meaning of a word. So if we added a different suffix, we could say that it all seems hopeless. We wanted to win the Fortnite match, but we didn't even make it off the battle bus. So with hopeful and hopeless, just changing a few letters change the meaning of the whole word by changing the suffix. Okay, so let's try a world builder challenge. We're going to separate into pairs and we're going to test our knowledge of roots and affixes. Okay, now if we're ready, let's go over our first question. What root or suffix will you add to make a new word? Alex will use a telly blank to observe the meteor shower. Now, a good way is to try all of these affixes onto the part of the word that we have. So, Alex wants to observe a meteor shower. To do this, he will use a telescope, a telelogy, a telegraph, or a telelam. What do you think the answer is? Very good. He's going to use a telescope. Most of these don't make any sense as words. Telegraph does, but it doesn't make sense for the meaning of the sentence. So we can see that he can use a telescope to observe the meteor shower. All right, now what root or suffix would we use for this word? The aqua blank was full of bright fish and a variety of sea animals. We have the aquarium, the aqualogy, the aqueduct, or the aquasophy. Which one of these do you think is the right word? Very good. The aquarium. Okay, one last example. Which root or suffix would we add to make a new word? Her expertise is the study of animals, or zoorium, zoology, zooduct, or zoosophy. Which one of these makes the most sense as a study of animals? Very good. Zoology. And the suffix ology means the study of. So the zoology is the study of animals. Very good job, guys. And now we always want to remember that roots are the core of a word. And you can change a word by adding an affix before or after the root. And prefixes add meaning at the beginning of a word, and suffixes add meaning at the end of the word. Now, this can be hard to remember which one comes first and which one comes last, but a way to remember is if you put the words in alphabetical order, prefix that comes before P comes before the letter S, as in suffix. So that's one way that you can remember which comes first and which comes after a word. Now, understanding and recognizing root words and affixes is important because it expands our sight words and our vocabulary. If we can learn to recognize root words and affixes, we can begin to decode and read many interesting words, including ones that we've never seen before.